Wow, wow, that's very nice. For those of you that don't know, when we come across the news articles, they all have to be put together and shipped over to India. We do what we can to make sure they're true, and then we ship it over to India, and they do all the background work, and they put it in a format that then is shipped back over to us. Well, what do you need them back here about 3 o'clock in the morning?
3 a.m.
3 a.m. We have to get the work back from India. Now, who's going to work those kind of hours unless they're on a different time zone? India's doing it. Team India. We've been through 5 different marketing companies in the period of since March of 2024. One of my best friends. I think, hey, are we still friends, Nick? I certainly hope so. But thanks very much as sort of a surprise.
Okay, well, there's more.
There's more, but wait,
Yes.
There's more.
We need to turn it around now.
Okay, all right.
Because
I like have... but wait, there's more.
Hi, folks. It's Margaret Ann here. I have an oratory for you.
Oh goodness.
Happy birthday. Today is not just another Sunday morning. It's a moment to celebrate a very special person. A person whose life and legacy deserve to be honored, not just for what he's done, but for who he is. It's a day to acknowledge the heart and soul of Ted Speaks, my husband, Ted Provenza. As many of you know, today marks Ted's 67th birthday, and what a remarkable 67 years it has been. From the very first steps of his journey through life to the way he has impacted the world around him, Ted has always been driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge and a passion for helping others. Whether it's in his work as an MIT-trained economist or his relentless pursuit of truth, in the world of finance, his contributions have shaped many lives, including mine. But it's not just his professional achievements that make him extraordinary. It's his unwavering commitment to those around him, his friends, his colleagues, and especially his family. Ted has always been the type of person who goes above and beyond, not because he's asked to, but because it's simply who he is. He has the rare ability to make everyone feel seen, heard, and valued. His kindness, wisdom, and generosity are the qualities that have brought us all together on this Ted Speaks journey. And it's those same qualities that make him not just a great leader, but a wonderful partner and friend. For me personally, I am beyond blessed to walk through life with Ted. I get to witness firsthand the depth of his heart, the brilliance of his mind, and the tireless energy he puts into everything he does. His passion for teaching, for sharing knowledge, and for making the world a better place is truly contagious. I've learned so much from him over the years, not just about economics and finance, but about life itself. Ted taught me to always stay curious, to never settle for mediocrity, and to always seek out the truth, even when it's tough to find. But what really makes Ted special is the way he has touched so many lives, especially the lives of all of you, our wonderful Ted heads. We're here today together because of Ted's vision and dedication. Every day he shows up, not just to lead a broadcast, but to make you feel like part of our family. He's always looking for ways to connect, to share ideas, and to challenge us all to think deeper and act bolder. His impact goes far beyond the screen. It's in the community we've built together, the conversations we've had, and the positive changes we've made in our lives and the lives of those around us. So today, we celebrate Ted, not just for his incredible accomplishments, but for his unwavering love for all of us. We honor his 67 years of wisdom, his dedication to his family, friends, and community, and the tireless efforts he puts into making TED Speaks what it is. But more than anything, we celebrate the man, the kind, generous, brilliant, and compassionate soul who makes all of this possible. TED Heads, I invite you to raise your virtual glasses and join me in wishing Ted the happiest of birthdays. Let's celebrate the 67 years of life that have shaped him into the incredible person we all know and love. Here's to Ted for all he's done, for all he continues to do, and for the many more years of wisdom, love, and inspiration that lie ahead. Happy birthday, Ted. We love you, we appreciate you, and we are so grateful for everything you do. You truly make the world a better place, and we are lucky to have you by our side every day. Happy birthday. I love you.
Wow. Did you get the feeling you've learned more real stuff in the last few years than the total since your birthday? If not, then you haven't been paying attention. Well, America would be shocked to know John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. is the vice president. The best is yet to come. Enjoy the show. He never left.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna
is going out of business. Bye-bye, BIS. And that means all 207 countries on the face of the planet are finally going to have their own sovereign money back again. That's a great thing, folks. Very great thing. And I'm so glad you chose me to bring the good news to you. Syria just got sanctions relief. Let that set in. The U.S. Treasury lifted restrictions on their central bank, oil sector, ports, and more, all in one fell swoop. If Syria, after a decade of isolation, just got the green light, then Iraq is next. And it's not just speculation anymore, it's pattern. Syria unlocked the General License 25. Treasury-led move, not just diplomacy. Caesar Act waiver issued the same day. Green light for investment, private sector flow, regional trade. Now ask yourself, if they can flick Syria back online overnight, What's stopping them from flipping Iraq switch next? Iraq's already aligned. SWIFT is already banks. New CBI, Central Bank of India headquarters complete. Iraq. Central Treasury's coordination confirmed. Budget and salary grid active. Regional infrastructure's humming. All that left is the rate. Unlock the trigger. Syria was the warm-up. Iraq is next. U.S. is linking sanctions. It's happening. It's right now. Syria is ongoing international. USA lifting sanctions on the Syria President Shahad, Interior Minister Ahaz Kabad, the central bank, the commercial bank, the ports of Latakia area and Tartus, Syrian ministries, Syrian airlines. Fair, level playing.
You see this guy right here? Well, he's about to drop some knowledge if you're just ready to listen.
And notice that these two pieces of paper are the same size. Do you notice that they have the same amount of ink on them? Do you notice that they're made out of the same virtually worthless stuff? It's paper. Did you get it? It's paper. When we create money, we have created an instrument of value that has no value of its own. And it's just as expensive or inexpensive to print the 20 as it is to print the 1. I'm here to prove to you that bankers, especially in the Federal Reserve System, make multiplied trillions of dollars and never create one thing of value. Are you with me? You want to learn this or not? Are you sure? An automaker might make 1 or 2% profit. A builder might make 10% profit. But the printers of money have no limit to the amount of money they can create and the wealth that they can create for themselves. Money is the bloodline of a civilized society. It's the instrument by which a product is sold or bought. Reduce the supply of money below the necessary levels to sustain trade. Reduce the amount of this in the system below the levels necessary to sustain the current trade, and you create a depression. In 1930, let me ask you a question. Did we not have farms? In 1930, did we not have factories? Did we have the greatest roadway system in the world at that time? Yes. Did we have the greatest communication system in the world at that time? Yes. Did we have the greatest opportunity of trade with oceans on both sides and water systems like the Mississippi River running through the width and breadth of this nation? Did we have ability to move our goods and services? Yes. Did we have transportation and roadways? Yes. What did we not? Did we lack workers? Then what happened? I'll tell you what happened. The bankers decided no more money for you. They got out of the stock market. I can give you the family names. They got out of the stock market the year before. Do you know all the money that was lost in the stock market as people began to sell their stocks one after the other, after the other, after the other, and stocks that were valued at $10,000 were selling for 15 cents? And then they had to make a run on the bank because the banks, the stock market had said, oh, I'll tell you what you can do. You can borrow on margin. In other words, you can buy, the economy's really good here in the late 20s. Here's what you can do. You can borrow on margin for stocks. You can buy a stock at $100 worth of stock. You can buy it for $10, and we'll lend you the other money to buy the stock, and the stock is skyrocketing, so you stand to make a great profit. What they didn't tell the American people, and what you still don't know today, is that when they did that, they also put into that legislation that they would have a 24-hour recall. In other words, however much stock you bought, it would make a lot of money, but they could call that stock in, and you would be required not only to pay for the stock, but to pay for what you borrowed at interest from them. In other words, now you got to pay the $100 that they loaned you, but they're the ones that are calling it in. So when they called it in, you didn't have the money to pay for it, so you ran to the bank. But the bank only keeps 20% money on hand. They loan the rest of it out, so only 20% of the people could get any of their money out of the bank. So the banks collapsed, the stock market collapsed, all at the whim of the bankers who decided they wanted to make the money. Watch me. Watch me. All that stuff was being sold. $100,000 farms were selling for $3,000. Who do you think bought them? Why are you looking at me? You know what you're looking at? You're looking like sheep that have been led to the slaughter and didn't know it. I'm going to continue. Can I continue? We didn't lack industrial capability. If you don't believe me, I just told you what started the Great Depression. Let me tell you what ended it. World War II. And all of a sudden, the same banks that said, no money for farms, no money for food, put people in soup lines, no money for commerce, no money for railroads, no money for roads, no money, no money. All of a sudden said, war. And all of a sudden factories that were closed down began to work 3 shifts. Where did the money come from? The same pockets that refused to give it before. because they decide when it will be printed, how much will be printed, and how much usury or interest will be paid. Not the federal government. The federal government has no say in it, as I will prove to you. Say debt is a devil. By the simple manipulation of a few wealthy bankers, World War II ended the Great Depression. After successive failures to convince the public of the need of a central bank by wars, these same European bankers financed both sides of the Civil War in this country. You don't even know that. Same bankers, same families, financed both sides of the Civil War. Why? They make the money. After they couldn't get the American people to swallow the lie of a central bank by creating war, they decided they would artificially create, listen to me, recessions, depressions, inflations, and panics. Since only a small amount of deposits are stored at the bank, about 20%, the other 80% is out on loan with security of property and your promise to pay it back. A simple rumor of a bank's insolvency would make a run on that bank. Everybody get nervous, go pull their money out of the bank, and that bank would collapse. And then the international bankers who started the rumor in the first place would look like prophets. P-R-O-P-H-E-T-S, prophets. Are you hearing something you've never known? Wave your hand. If you think America ought to know, wave the other hand. All right, then don't quit on me. One of the key movers and shakers of this, let's get a central bank by making the people afraid by causing their banks to collapse. One of the key movers and shakers was a man by the name of, you might recognize it, J.P. Morgan. His father was an agent for the wealthy. You might know this name, Rothschild family. Here's a quote. The Federal Reserve. In 1869, J.P. Morgan went to London and reached an agreement for a company known as the Northern Securities that was intended to act as the international bank, as the agent for the Rothschild company in the United States. The first major panic created by the international bankers occurred in 1893 when local bankers from around the nation were told to call in all their loans. Told by who? By the...
Folks, you're learning a lot here. And for those of you that are brand new to our program, especially over there on X, our broadcasts are like this each and every day. They're this powerful. They're this jam-packed with information. There's no commercials. What we're trying to do is get you guys up to speed so that you understand what real money is and what fake money is, and you make the right decisions. But more importantly, take action on what you believe is true.